and having these verses written on paper on my wall for the past day or so. Like this morning, I can see them from my bed when I wake up.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then I also have from Mark, where it's a long section. It's where Jesus healed the woman that was bleeding a lot. And, he says to her, he knows that she touched him. And it's really beautiful that at the end, he heals her. She's been bleeding for 12 years and she's taken all her money to heal. And she's like David Platt was talking about how she was a social outcast because she was bleeding and she was unclean. Mm-hmm. And she never got better. She got worse. So she was probably isolated like I am now, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And he said to her, daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace. There's peace again. And be healed of your disease. And I love how he called her daughter because he's our father. And it's just a nice term of endearment. And I think everyone can be his son and daughter if only they would come to understand his awesome grace through going to the cross and rose in 3 days.
Yeah. How you called me? I think you called me or texted me right after David preached on that on Mark, the passage from Mark, and you said it really spoke to you. What was that one or two things that really spoke to you? I know you mentioned it, but can you go over it just one more time?
Yeah, I think at the end when Jesus, is so compassionate towards this woman, she was very bold coming out in this crowd because, at the beginning it says it was like a huge crowd. I can imagine like he was being pushed against by all kinds of people. And, she's a social outcast because she's unclean and she was bold enough. But I think she was also desperate enough. She wanted to be healed. And she heard about him healing people. And the disciples are like, no, so somebody else, who knows who touched you, And again, Jesus knew, I think he knew all along that she was coming there. She was going to touch him because he knows all, like his father. And then at the end, when he's just so compassionate, daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your disease. I just think, I'm not going to be healed of my disease on earth because we live in such a sinful world and he is not with us here. But when I go to heaven, I will be healed. And that is a great hope that I'm not going to die and be without his compassion because I'm a Christian and I believe in his saving grace. But that really, and also how David Platt was talking about the woman, she's a social outcast and I'm kind of an outcast, but in my Christian family, I'm not. I'm just, I'm not an outcast. People would look and say, I just like these older people are with me. I'm kind of weirder looking, but we're all family. And they don't see me as a weird outcast. They see me as a daughter of Christ.